great schedule when I look. Get it done. So here's what I find in helmets with all three of them buried in the sea. Off the coast of Anthem, either a tiny little island just west of it, so you'll want it, and drowning will no longer become an issue. Nor is actual skiing down here. It has a lot of practical uses, though. Not by any means the best piece of armor, but it's pretty light and good to have on hand in an explorer's loadouts. Though, does kind of beg the question, if one can't drown whilst wearing this, I'd love to read it in the comments. On the topic of water-based things winding up in places they shouldn't, head to Coral now and seek out the Black Rock Caverns to the north. It's literally where the sea for coral is written on the map. Inside is what appears to be a perfectly normal, unassuming, and multi-level dungeon. Not tremendously exciting. I think the dungeon zones of Skyrim are one of the most distinctive improvements Stargate made over this one, but Black Rock Cavern is a bit of an exception. See, when we get into the second part of this dungeon, we'll come into a big room with a hole in the middle. Here will become bandits, and there'll be a trapped exit. To fight off the newly spawned ghostly machinations of pirates. Between them and Arcane in this right-hand corner, we'll find another leader. Turn that and return to the big room deep into the dungeon. And now on the left side, a trapdoor will be revealed. This leads to Black Rock Chasm. Yet another secret tunnel, eventually bringing us into the chamber with a pirate ship. Again, defeat the ghosts as well as their captain, and then take a thorough rounds. There's a chest on the ship, one behind it, as well as a larger treasure stash to the eastern side of the cave. And these guys have some decent treasure. Maybe gold, but some nice enchanted weapons and armor too. It's a very cool and obscure fight, but you don't have to ask just how the hell the ship wound up down here. In what is a very similar look to Dunbarrow Cove. I mean, Dunbarrow at least does explain itself. It was an invaded caused by battle mages, and that one at least was right next to the coast. But Coral is very much inland, so considerably how and where. Magic will make you all accurate Ariel actually has rivers and canals in the solution. It's not a huge ship after all. The closest we can get to Skyrim in Oblivion involves completing the quest for Countess Marina Carvane of Bruma called Lifting the Veil. She'll send us north into the Pale Mountain Pass. This is actually ancient Draconian Landstone amulet. This is an ancient Sahagirian amulet with immense power to resist both disease and poison. Though the Countess is more so interested as a passionate fighter of academic relics. And during the quest itself is actually another hidden quest involving a treasure hunt of lost chests. But I went over that already in my secret quests video. So today, let's look instead at the rewards for completing Lifting the Veil. On returning to the Countess with the Draconian Landstone, she'll thank us and exchange it for the Ring of the Black Rock Walls. A somewhat decent piece of hint to both fortify agility and resist magic.
There we go.
And
Carter has his backer.
The Draconian Landstone too. The Countess will give it pride of place in her display cabinet right next to her throne, making it all too easy to crouch behind her, unlock, and pitch back the Landstone for ourselves. It's got 50% resistance to both disease and poison. Not that much value, certainly as an Argonian, but for any other race, actually would seem useful to wear. Those diseases can really sneak up on you without you realizing, and before you know it, you're massively down on skills and attributes. Or, even worse still, you can no longer fast travel outside.
Coach wonder Jack has nice race, actually.
Everyone else. The quest unfriendly.
Peter came on outside. Ah!
Business and shady acquisition goods, eventually landing us in a dangerous situation with the supplier named Agami. This guy had been selling foreign extremely cheap merchandise, and he's been doing so by robbing the jets. Eventually, he'll confront us down in the...
Yeah, I am building this team around Ennis, so Papa will still be on the team for a long time. So Johnson has 3 years left on his contract. Bodine would be 17 years old. Damn. Kevin was definitely playing with Castlevania next season.
Effectively empowering its even more use, as well as dealing performance cross damage. Not the best mates in terms of base damage, but it's certainly...
Yeah, Shield and Heart will be on 2-1 B goaltending. tandem.
Let's also ignore the fact that we are the ones now grave robbing, having just killed a man for the exact same thing. Now we have become the very thing we swore to destroy. If you missed this during the quest, then you can also return to the mausoleum at any time. It'll still be there.
Schweissen Stetcher. Kessling Voodoo 46. Harry versus Steve would definitely play top 9 minutes for sure. And top Hall of Fame probably.
On the eastern side of the Nibben Bay, about here on the map, there's a marked shipwreck called Mount of the Panther. Head just upriver from that, and you'll immediately come across a bridge with something laying face down in the water. It's Troy, holding a poorly scrawled notes, and a bottle of syrup.
Is my captain, so.
I think it's a very good year. Reading the notebook, we'll learn that this troll's fate was horribly tragic. In a hand with an awful spell, he simply says that the worst troll ever. Nobody paid for it, troll. You're not scary enough. You get drunk, kill yourself, troll drown. Yeah, this note, whilst incredibly sad and showing this troll was seemingly capable of enough self-introspection to severely dislike itself, but also shines a rare light on the actual intelligence of the creatures. I mean, have you ever actually heard a troll speak? Or you witness anything more than vicious, violent beasts in other scrolls, though this note suggests that this troll, at least, perhaps it could solve the toll collector from this bridge, though it clearly wasn't very good at it, as, in my playthrough at least, it had actually been replaced at this point with the highwayman. Now, the small part of me does want
There we go. I love our Brett Burris was signed to a 1 year contract. I need to check on my staff as well.
Credit for, although in a very small sense, but this one in particular. Children is sort of arguably more popularized by Skyrim. In that game, it's one of the most powerful swords. Here in the cutting frost damage, it even has a chance to paralyze. Oblivion doesn't do the paralysis part, but it does replace it with something arguably better. But first, here's how to get it. In the city of Coral, some counts of Valis on deal. He can be found drinking in their green hair, having fled his farm outside town after persistence of an unrelenting goblin attacks. But whilst he is content to drink away his sorrows in the tavern, his two sons, Rallus and Artus, are determined to drive back the goblin invaders from the farm once and for all. And unwilling, possibly too cowardly to support his own king in battle, Valis sent us instead. Simply meet the two brothers outside town, accompany them to the farm, then drive back the goblin invaders, and make absolutely sure to keep both brothers alive. This can be a pain at higher levels, higher difficulties especially, but targeted heal spells and powerful attack strategies like the weakness destruction magic can, of course, help. With the main question, and our brothers alive, returning to Valis will net us the reward of Shivers, which, in this game, deals frost damage, but more importantly, applies weakness to frost on every hit for the next 20 seconds. Basically meaning the frost damage on subsequent hits will be greater. How much greater depends on the level we obtain it though, with the maximum being at 35% weakness to frost and 20 points of damage at levels 25 plus. So definitely hold off on this one until after reaching that point. So if you intend your hero to match the wheels children as vividly as your building king probably does. The Black-Hand Rogues are the girl born by the Dark Brotherhood speakers, and in addition to bolstering illusion, marksman, blade, and speechcraft, it's also one of the coolest looking clothing setups in Oblivion Remastered. Uniquely stand out, yet so very basic, making Lucille chance stand out as an important character the first time you meet him. It shouldn't come as a surprise that by progressing the Dark Brotherhood questline, you'll eventually be able to don this awesome-looking garb for themselves. But if you don't want to wait that long, here's how to get it pretty much whenever. In the city of Rumor, head over to Tagasta's house, and it's going to be head down the stairs to the back room of his house to find a locked keg. Yeah, turns out Tagasta has hidden these robes along the same lines of thinking as Glass. Now you can look like a Sith Lord for pretty much your entire playthrough. arguably the best bow and best mace in the game now, can actually be found not once, but multiple times, potentially. You see, the Oblivion Gates in Oblivion actually follow the 7 different prefabs, 7 different randomly spawning worlds, if you will, with each having a chance to generate in most of the gates we'll head through. One such world has the items we want, and for the sake of ease, there is one Oblivion Gate that always spawns set worlds. But that's the gates directly outside Coral. But again, if you close that already, there is still hope for the different gates will spawn the same worlds. It's one of the most complex looking series of towers, a big central one and all surrounding, all connected bridges. Finding yourself in this world, you don't actually want to head towards the towers, but rather away. Behind the gates in a northwesterly direction, and crossing this collapsed metal gate, zero pubs. You'll want to head to this islandy area, where, tucked away at the back, hidden from view, is a secret door with funerals. Head through these tunnels until coming to another door at the end that will lead to the embers and hatreds. Within, we'll first have to find 2 Grimoire keepers, each of which hold a key that will lead to a second tower, at the top of which are 2 blood saints. Now, usually these are labeled as unpunished, but this time they're called the Forbidden. One contains the Hatred's Heart, David Mace, the other Hatred's Soul Bow and Arrows. Both deals of fire damage and radios of speeds. But more than that, their its damage is some of the highest in the game. And if you're a wielder of blunt weapons or a marksman, you absolutely really want to get these. And again, even if you've closed the Coral Gate already, you don't go into others, as there is still hope you'll find this one again. Unless, of course, you complete the main quest line, in which case, yeah, it's not.
Interested in investing in real stock. Smart. Introducing your girlfriend's dad to your biggest knowledge. Not smart. Start investing in penis with this little.
Heading up on into the northeastern Cyrodiilic general map now, where we can find a unique Nordic bow. The Udafruit Dimitri is a secret boss battle reminiscent of the Morrowind Blood Moon expansion set on Soulsign, and it also features a callback to one character from said expansion. If you want to know the full lore story, then check out my video on 12 secret quests. But for today, let's take a look at the bow, found in a stomach of the almost invisible Udafruit Dimitri herself. And the Frostborn bow is a piece that once belonged to Svenja Snowsong. Not the best weapon to take up against Winter of the Cold, but a decent bow to have, especially in the earlier mid-game. And perhaps if you're playing support, you'll maybe find some sentimentality with wielding this thing. Useful against flame maintenance especially, later Spider Danger, though most undead you will have resistance to it. Wounded vampires, still making the trip up here to obtain it, in the journal that the Daniel have itself, that makes for a cool additional piece of world building. This next one is a secret reward that we can obtain during the main quest, Game on Shrine. During this, we'll be tasked to infiltrate the Mythic Dawn Cops, posing as an initiative, and it will temporarily have to give up all possession before being led to the chamber. Once in here, in order to maintain our cover, we'll then be asked to perform the sacrifice of a sleeping undead prisoner. Doing so will officially make us an acolytes of the Mythic Dawn, which means escape later will be significantly easier. Though I would recommend taking the more difficult path of attacking the Mythic Dawn cultists. Bear in mind, we don't actually have any of our stuff at this point, but we may, if lucky, successfully be able to pickpocket some weapons back. These guys will all conjure bound weapons and armor, making them significantly harder to defeat. But still so successfully, and releasing the prisoner, called Julius, before grabbing Mysterium's Arxes, which will clash the statue on him, he'll then begin to flee the cave as well. Stay close to this, else Julius may be killed, but if it seems you escape successfully, then he'll say this.
Thank you for saving me, friends. I don't know who you are, but it is clear that Akatosh guides you. I am a priest in the Temple of the One in the Imperial City. Perhaps my marriage will cross again one day.
Now, having done this, heading to said temple in the Imperial City later, we'll run into Julius once again.
As a small token of gratitude, please allow me to share with you some of my small store of knowledge of ancient ones.
He'll then grasp +1 to alchemy, restoration, and mysticism, the former two of which are probably the most powerful skills side game. So definitely not Scarf Dance. Plus there's also just the fact of scooping in the innocent lizards from a needlessly terrible fence. Golden Trouble is a small side quest that can be started by heading to Questwood Camp and involves delving into one of the lesser-known complex systems that a villain has. There are many tribes of goblins around Cyrodiil, and more often than not, they're at war with one another. This usually revolves around one tribe stealing the totem of another, like one giant common game of cats and flags. And we can actually radiantly abuse this system to our own ends, stealing the totem of one tribe and looting it from another. But this is the only quest to overtly touch on this mechanic. We're we need to stop the war taking place between the two tribes either side of Crossford, so that these settlers can build a hamlet there. So you can either re-steal the stolen goblin totem back, or simply kill both goblin sharks to complete the quest. With that done, we'll be instructed to return to the big village Crossford in a few weeks, and doing so, you'll want to head into Pinkle's house. Go around the corner and up the stairs to the end here, and up the stairs to the third floor is a reward chest built specifically for us. It's not the most incredible haul of gold ever, but it will frequently respawn. So come back somewhat often, and think of it like a little dividend.
Man, I love making videos like this because it means stuff is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, get your big pens out because today we are talking about Brooks Rogowski. Yeah, because of the memes that everybody has been throwing around on Twitter, whenever I think about Brooks Rogowski, I just think of Mike Wazowski and the entire Mike Wazowski part of Monsters Incorporated. Is anybody else of that mindset, or am I just weird? I think it's probably a little bit of both. But anyways, Brooks Rogowski is our conversation today, as continuing on with the World Junior Summer Showcase, we had ourselves a really interesting conversation from today's game in the showcase. Take a look at this. Saturday, August 1st, 2026, we had ourselves Team USA dominating Team Canada 7-2, the final score. And of course, if you were paying attention to who it was the Vancouver Canucks had drafted and developed, you would know that this game had 3 Vancouver Canucks guys in the system. Brooks Rogowski, of course, suited up for Team USA. He got a tripping penalty and a goal. And then you also had Caleb Malhotra and Braden Coots suiting up for the Canadian squad. A Canadian squad that ultimately got destroyed. But everybody is talking about Rogowski because of his 5-2 goal late in the second period. This is a goal where the big man picks the puck up in the neutral zone. He dangles around the forecheck, and then he comes in on a little 2-on-1. He's smooth, he's quick, he's precise, he fires, he shoots, and he scores. I don't know about you, but a simple on-the-rush little play where the guy has a passing option that unfortunately is not visible on the screen at this point. But look at this shot. Rogowski, he's covering the puck, he's got it on the far forehand, and then he pulls it inward ever so slightly to fire it through, change the angle, and go blocker side on the Canadian goaltender. Dare I say that this goal is quite reminiscent of the rookie Brock Besser goals that we saw from a decade ago. Maybe that's a little bit of a stretch considering the fact that Rogowski, the Canucks didn't draft this guy thinking, he'd be a 40-goal scorer one day. That's probably not the idea that they had when they took him. 6'7", 236 pounds, he's a big dude. And he scored 15 goals in 46 games this most recent season. That's not bad, right? But for a guy to go out there and just have the skill to do a nice little toe tribute. Really quick, change the angle, shoot, score, and celebrate. That, of course, is a pretty good mark for a guy in Rogowski that the Vancouver Canucks are looking to see more out of as he continues his development. Rogowski is going to be going back over to Oshawa, it looks like, before heading over to Michigan State University. So he's going to have a long time to develop and hone his skills after being a sub-point per game OHL player in this previously completed season. The comments are going kind of crazy when you talk about this Brooks Rogowski goal. As a Canucks fan, I could not be happier. As a Canadian, this sucks. It's exhibition, don't be too upset. Save that for the real deal. You would have to think that the big man has solidified his spot on the regular World Junior roster. That's his third goal of the tournament. I would say so, Jay Richard says. He was playing in the Unit 1 power play too. And that ultimately is the biggest benefit that we get as fans while watching the World Junior Summer Showcase. That's exactly what it is, a summer showcase. This tournament isn't really to be taken too seriously, but what should be taken seriously is the performances of the guys within, because a lot of these players, especially the 18-year-olds, they are going to be fighting for spots for the regular World Junior team. The regular World Juniors is U20, so there are 18 and 19-year-olds available for the tournament. If you're 18, you generally have a lesser chance of getting in. Brooks Rogowski, though, I mean, if they're using him in the power play, if he is a solidified goal-scoring stud, he's already got 3 goals on the tournament, I think. This is a player that I think definitely deserves a chance to make his presence known on the regular World Junior stage, especially considering the play that he has brought to the ice regardless. I mean, yeah, 3rd goal of the tournament, it's a beauty. Imagine being 18, 6'7", and 235 and still somehow moving pretty well. This is a potential monster in the making. Great release while breaking his stick. Okay, let's just comment with that. Interestingly enough, there are a number of replies pointing out the fact that Keaton Verhoff, San Jose Sheriff prospect that got walked, kind of looked like a pylon there.
When you buy a BC Parks license plate, you're helping BC Parks stay wild. So you can too. Proceeds from your purchase support projects that help protect nature and enhance your park experience.
Honestly, I was not all that impressed with his overall play when he played on the Royals before he committed to the NCAA. I went to some Royals games and watched him a few times. Didn't like some of his awkward gap control, and in the series the Royals lost to Spokane, he was beaten in the corner for in-puck battles against the Spokane forward. Granted, Crystal and Captain were pretty much unstoppable as a duo, and I shouldn't hold much against him for that, as he was playing against them as a 16-year-old. That said, I saw more of Tyler Myers in keeping Verhoff than a bona fide number 1 right-handed D. I think with his frame and a right-handed D pretty much elevates his floor, but I don't see him hitting the ceiling that some project him to be having. So, there you go. I mean, say what you want about keeping Verhoff and the fact that he was able to not really do much in this play over here. Just kind of standing still in the middle, not taking the shot, giving Rogowski so much time and space. Speaking about Canadian guys, let's talk briefly about Coots and Malhotra, the fact that they were together in this game. They were playing on the same line, actually. Braden Coots, second line right wing, beside Caleb Malhotra, Cole Reschke as the number 1 forward. I believe he also had the captaincy as well in this game. But this comment says anytime both Malhotra and Coots are on the ice together, something happens offensively. That power play was useless until those two got on halfway through, and then suddenly there was possession and movement and chances. Would you look at that? The first goal, and both Malhotra and Coots were on the ice. The forechecking pressure from those two let Belchez steal and score. Just in case you were looking at the actual, but ultimately just thinking about the Vancouver Canucks of it all. Brooks Rogowski is a guy that I think we're going to have to really pay attention to over the upcoming year. The OHL hasn't necessarily been the best for Vancouver Canucks prospects over the past decade. Like, obviously, Bo Horvat and Owen Levy are the two that stand out. Jared McCann, too, I guess. But with guys, like, I'm going to go out there and start with Artur Shilovs because, hey, he did play OHL hockey, technically. He had one season with the Barrie Colts. This was sort of the turning point, I would say. Shilovs and then Anthony Romani has been doing some really good things. He was a stud with North Bay before taking his talent over to Michigan State, and now he could be a potential dark horse. Brooks Rogowski is also one of these guys that hopefully will be bringing some positive OHL development into the Canucks organization and proving it on the ice long term. Same thing could be said about Adam Novotny. Same thing could be said about Caleb Malhotra. The Canucks stopped going to the OHL for a while between the Quinn Hughes and the Elias Petterssons of it all, and then the Buck Colsons, and then in 2020 they didn't have their first round pick because they traded away for Tyler Toffoli. And then Makaramaki, and then Nylander, and then who else did they take in the first round over the years? That's a great question, right? Canucks didn't really have that much of a draft history before Huggy and Rutherford got kicked out. But either way, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. OHL Prosperity, Brooks Rogowski, Mike Wazowski. Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed. This is Swedish Astral signing on. Jack Ramsey, we like the book because all my food is good.
How much dressing would you like?
Thank you, thanks so much.
About 3/4 to start.
And inside the salad we've got.
Inside the salad is the romaine, the walnuts, and grated blue cheese as well.
And that's one portion. Massive.
Salads are large, and it's usually good as an entree.
Thank you.
Wow.
It's bland. The vinegar dressing is good. The vinegar dressing is so strong, so overpowering.
Are you through with the salad?
I am, yeah.
Clear it?
So acidic.
Yep. I already know.
Mention to the chef.
Yeah, no one listens to me.
You knew it was wrong. You told them, but no one's listening to you.
Sorry, no one.
But why is that?
Martine doesn't listen to me. I mean, he hasn't actually taken anything from a female.
Is there sugar in big stands?
Yes. Some of it.
Some stirring.
I understand that. I love them.
Thank you.
I am very proud of it. I just think that it can all be improved immensely. Martine, remember it's too vinegary, okay?
You know, what is wrong with it? Because we've been running this school for many years.
Martine, you heard me right? Just letting you guys know what he's saying, okay?
Take it up.
This is going to be the secret flavor, so that's what you do.
Looks like a dog.
Basically, they take the dish, they line it with the crates, they fill it with the items, fold it back, and then they bake it. They're not like your typical French crate.
But why would you call it a plate if it's not leaning in plate?
I think when the secret crate comes out, it just looked like a slurpy mess of black.
Hello, one of your big brother is being there.
He's my first night. We'll be here for dinner service tonight.
Okay.
All right, enjoy.
Thank you. That, as it is, it's hard parts, like in the middle, but the side is stone cold.
You want me to take it?
Is the oven not working?
No, you.
Yeah, it's lovely shit to make us forget.
I understand.
How long have you been?
Martine? Too long.
You're not long there.
Martine lost his mojo around here many years ago. He doesn't care about the food they're putting out. What do you have? Martine? It's hot in the middle, it's cold on the side. He doesn't like it.
How long has that been to go? It looks like it barely cooked. Might be home. Is he microwave in there? I don't know, Gil. Yes. When normally something's that piping hot like that, it always tells you there's the microwave. You just check with chef. No, okay. It's infected.
Okay, my change. If you get it wrong in the oven, yeah. Everything in the microwave. Nope. No. Chef.
Each.
I asked him to put it in. He said that.
I'm convinced this is being microwave. Look, it's congealed. It's just like a rubber pot.
Sometimes if he gets a little backed up, I've seen him do it before.
Backed up. This is ridiculous. I stuck on Benny Francis, Benny stuck on me.
Oh, we're done.
Jesus Christ. And whether that overcooked, would you sell them?
We can't just throw it away.
It's not like cat food. That's not like an authentic meatball to you.
Are we going to see what to cook, or are you going to keep us somewhere below?
Swear to God, I'm not here to get cross-examined by you. Let's get that right, yeah? There's only one person who's going to be fucking losing out on this, and it's certainly not me, okay? But don't fuck with me.
We don't want to put some of that pig-headed British jerk.
We're binding this together with a touch of egg. That sticks it together, and more importantly, try and get this done the day before. Get this done the day before, set them in the fridge so they stay nice and firm. That way, they don't fall apart on the grill. Get that grill piping hot. Now, this is one of my most desired burgers, one of my favourite burgers. This is, for me, called Epworth Burger, which is actually on sale at my burger restaurant in Vegas. Now, let the meat relax a little bit. Don't take them out of the fridge ice cold, otherwise they'll be dry on the outside and raw in the middle. Grill, piping hot. A little touch of oil on the burger. Sparkling. This is a great oil. Make sure it's seasoned. Also, roll the seasoning around the edge of the burger. You know, you can't season the burger after it's cooked, so make sure you roll that seasoning around the outside. and lock up for that people. Jerry, on the burger, and then find up on the spot. Normally, welcome to the Cinque Terre. That's a giant stretch of the Italian Riviera in northern Italy, immortalized in postcards and movies. During your day in port, join us for a unique train excursion along the Mediterranean coastline to three of the region's most beloved cliff-top villages. Hop on the train in La Spezia, located on the border of Liguria and Tuscany. From this bustling port city, you'll glide along to the car-free village of Renazza, perhaps the most characteristic town of the Cinque Terre. Wander along narrow streets lined with colorful Victorian houses, stroll through charming piazzas to the sandy beach, and marvel at the town's 15th century Doria castle. Continue your excursion to Monterosso, the largest of the Cinque Terre's 5 coastal villages. Here, you'll have the chance to try Limoncino, the locally popular lemony liquor. Explore the old section of the village, marked by the medieval Tower of Aurora, and multicolored terraced homes, shops, and restaurants. Move on to Rio Maggiore, your final stop before returning to La Spezia and your cruise ships. Savor the stunning views of the Gulf of Cinque Terre, filled with brightly colored fishing boats, and reflect on your relaxing day in northern Italy. This one-day guided shore excursion is one of the best ways to experience the iconic Cinque Terre region. Reserve your spot with us today. Shore Excursions Group, the best excursions, the best prices. $2 away. What's the burger? Oh, grill. And the secret. To move it as less as possible. The more you move it, the more time you've got to break in the burger. And then look. On. That's not bad. Big time. That incorporating the heat gets a great seal of the bottom. So, not to turn those burgers, they don't stick 2 times and stuck drivers on a grill. They offer wide thickness. Now, if you want quick sear, put that lid down. Really important. Now, alongside the burger, so we toasted the bun. Why do we toast the bun? We toast the bun because it works. It stops the bun. Every time you get a burger and the bun is wet, you toast that bun, it gets nice and crisp, and it protects the burger. So, salt, pepper, a little drizzle, and lightly toast those buns. Back up, there, quick, here, toast this up. What goes well with the burger? Great cheese, tomato, lettuce, a little bit of mustard mayonnaise, and then deep hair. Grilled onions. Grilled onion, slice them. Lightly season them. Salt, pepper. Fresh grilled onions on a burger. Custom. Delicious. Eat in there. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, on. Season them. Hold on now. Start both of us. Okay, go. It's not going to be close to both sides of that one. Check out how Johnson. On your top. Dip that down. Down. Look. And that one. Keep it forward. Down, over. Wow. The three is the flavor. Okay? It's a long stretch. Okay? A busy grill is a delicious grill. So, you have to cook the burger and then set up the vegetables. You get set up first. So while the burger is cooking, you get everything done first. It's really important tip. Why? It's not the burger goes wrong. It's also going to be the cutting off. Look at the face. Now I'm going to do this. Now, yeah. I might burger them in a Vegas. It's great. We're going to do this butter. Today, we've got a nice brush. Bit of butter. $100. But that flavour beneath, it's sort of camo together. This is wonderful flavour on top. So, yeah, that's the brush. Give it up on that. It makes the burger so tasty. Now, the more chefs what they do, they go a bit like that stuff, it's a bowling like that. This is the basic, amazing recipe for a great burger. It doesn't use to sort of make your own. But like Russian, the burger, like the butter, should it sort of come on? So, look at the colour of the burger. Don't have those pictures there. Oh, but the one amount of fat in there. With the butter, it makes so tasty. Right, so this, again, it's 3.5 to 4 minutes each side. Look at that. And then a light rust. Now, before we come off the grill, the first part of the season is cooked inside that burger. Last part of the season, listen before you get them off. Really important. Season. So, now for the excitement part. Here's the base. Okay? That's the rump of the burger. Base. 2 tops, 2 bases. Big and down. How you going to think about what it's supposed to get at. 36 minutes burgers come on. You'll put my nice, rich cheddar cheese on top. So, on. Go there. On. Remember, we season underneath that, so the flavour inside is going to be exciting. First off, a little touch of mayonnaise. It's a light mustard mayonnaise. On. On. And go to the top as well. How many times have you seen it? Yes, now I've opened up a burger, they're trying to put ketchup with mayonnaise. Once you've assembled the burger, you can't really break it down. You got to put it together and eat it nice and whole. You want this oozing outside. Now, mayonnaise on. From there, take your lettuce. Just lightly snap the lettuce, break that in half. Sort of, the big bit of lettuce where it sits, listen, on your bun. Snap it, break it, form the lettuce. Same shape in your bun. Snap it, break it, gently push it down. From there, a nice slice of tomato. After that, give me a tea. Salt and pepper on that tomato. Light seasoning. You can go. And look, from there, touch more. Mayonnaise. Just touch. And here's where it goes up. Look at that. That, come on, seriously. On she goes. By integrating it it does become a dashboard. You know, I can't remember the last time I actually went to Google Analytics, but Google put it points for the, here or there. Our team now just looks at our campaign, we look at a client, we go to the analytics to see how things are performing. I think that's actually overcome our demand for reporting, the report. Number 2, on she goes. Number 3, on she goes. How do we elevate it to the more? How do we take that to another level? Look at it. Especially real owner. We absolutely guys take them off. Caroline. Brilliant. And then the flavor from inside out is incredible. On. I'm not a big fan of raw in the burger. It's too hard, it's too acidic, and it blows the fat and in. And look, what's what happens? Look at this. And because food. Food. That's food. That is why I have one of the busiest households anywhere in America. We've got a neighbor like Steve Wonder next door that can smell those delicious burgers. Even Kanye kicked it all down. Trust me, that is a burger. These are all animals that are strictly for entertainment purposes. If you think I'm playing a video game to push some kind of looming left or even right, central, up, down, whatever, and it's propaganda, then I'm doing to reevaluate my life. Viewer discretion is also required. Not my job to keep an eye on these damn kids. Thank you for watching, and hope this new voice is lively for you, bitch. That was uncalled for. Should have tossed my brand in the right there. No, it was a piece of shit and a very poor purchase by Gary. It had great reviews on Amazon. No, it was some knockoff brand nobody's ever seen it before. Stop buying crap on Amazon.
Personally, I think the mic sounded great.
Shut up for the Benjamin.
I'm trying to help you out.
I think you're doing it well right.
Yeah, it probably would have grown on people. I mean, remember how mad people were at first about Donald's new mics?
That's because everyone has come to it. Oh, this is good. It's true. It is your fault. The people blame me. No, they did blame me. I was the only one who was mad. It was given Diana to act my microphone. Yeah, that's it. You got it. I know. I understood. I'm the only person that does that.
Debatable.
One story told wants to shut up.
Yeah, but Joe's not president anymore. I don't have to listen to it.
Yeah, this one is fucking. What? Why? Oh, man. It's already football season? Well, don't sound so thrilled. No, I am thrilled. Just don't know if the time is gone. Wasn't the Super Bowl like last month? Yeah. Stop trying to insert yourself into everything. Now, very happy to insert myself. Where's your bed? Your mom. Okay. I'll remember that. Yes, also my bed. Together. Okay, right. Now you can talk about it. But it's just locker talk, Dad.
Guys,
It's not intimidating. Oh, somewhat pathetic. So what? Yeah. There we go. Exactly. I could take you in a fight. Are you challenging me? Actually, no, because if I win, it'll be this whole thing and won't look good for my image. Yeah, two black eyes would definitely ruin that face of yours. Nothing can ruin this face. I actually have the perfect face. It's true. Everyone shows us.
we're losing the fun.
Yes, I agree, Ben. Things are going to be Joe and Donald against better. Oh, what a surprise. And you will be surprised. I've been working on my kicking sauce. Is it painful? Stupid question to ask again to make it to the bathroom by yourself. At least I can make it, thank you, man. I don't wear diapers. They're like the closet says.
Why are you in this closet?
I don't know, but I'm ready out. Congrats. It's pretty clown. Hey, wait, that's not what I meant by being in your closet. Oh, well, too late. Guys, just making up nonsense. Cats out of the bed. Not that there's anything wrong with that, John. There. Your home.
Are we doing the randomized 3 times and sudden death?
Oh my God, I can't do all that, okay? Then each team is just press random one. Okay. Good call. Next game. Next game will...
Oh, no.
No. Not 15 7. You picked that. Bullshit.
Nice.
Okay, I'll take that. Is that good? Yeah, for that. What for that? It's a Christmas tree. Yeah, from Kensington. Whoever signed off on that mascot should be fired.
Technically, the Stanford Tree is the mascot for the Stanford band, but it's also the unofficial mascot of the university.
It's the unofficial mascot of my nightmare. Who's going first? Non-negotiable.
non-negotiable, huh? Well, the beauty of this country is you can always negotiate. That is true. By the way, Vince, you can kick off or receive, so whenever the ball is, just play first.
I gotcha.
In fact, you have a book called The Art of the Deal, right? I do. Have you read it? No. Well, that would explain why you're such a shit negotiator. No, I'm not. Yeah. Again, non-negotiable. Name one bad negotiation for 7 years. One bad trade I made. I traded the ball in bonus for absolutely nothing. Start out with that.
Thank you, Joe.
That doesn't even count. That was taken from me. I didn't give that away willingly.
Okay. How about the arms dealer for a WNBA player?
Oh my God, that is the beauty of the I didn't trade no guy that stole arms. Not little arms, Joe. Weapons. Oh. Oh, so that's his right to bear arms me. Oh my God, I always thought it meant the right to own bear arms. I was like, that's a weird thing to want to own. God won't be so passionate about it.
6 on the board.
Heck yeah. Good job, Ben. Joe, he's on the other damn team. Bill actually brought back a lot of their own people to defend me. I don't know what was so horrible about this trade. Gave up a dangerous guy, very dangerous, for a WNBA center. And what was this dangerous guy's point per game? Huh? Zero. Nothing. What's it? Dangerous, my ass. Stupid son of a bitch was a D-leaguer at best. He wasn't a damn basketball player. Joe. Oh, again? I'm done. Done? We're just getting started.
No.
Oh, I actually did. Nice. Don't do it. Let's just throw one section in there.
There we go, guys. Let's get a win streak going. Come on.
All the time. How many times do I have to tell you? There's a difference between being negative and being real. Sure, I can respect that, but it's not real. First down! Because it hasn't happened yet. Nice, Joe. Hold on. Let's just go
Well, Joe's running an option.
Hold on.
An option.
I don't,
That's an option.
well, that was a stupid play. You lost like a bajillion yards. But you showed Bendis. He was a damn controller.
Here, Barry.
Thanks. You guys are showing your play on funny. Because he's holding, give me the freaking, it's in your game. I don't want your fussing about it. Really nice pressing buttons, huh? You know, just wanted to take one. Wait, I don't press buttons that need to be pressed. Oh, no cheating. I like the interception button. They're cheating! Look, I'm at the point where I don't even care about the dumb accusations you make, but I beg you, please, come up with a different use of mind.
Nope, you choose that one already.
Speaking of bombs and cheating, did you hear about armed enemies in the 2020 election? Yep, and China. Donald, shut up. Actually, Ben, you probably know more about this than the other people, but go ahead and just punch that away. Did you hear this?
It's true, definitely. Sports teams are getting so lucky.
Lucky? We've thrown 3 picks.
Exactly, and it's only 7-0.
Okay, the game recommended.
You're taking this?
These guys can't kick it 30 yards, let alone 50. They recommended I kick.
Oh, wow.
If that's... You read that? Yeah. Oh my gosh, Donald. Gypsy grass-fed beef. How could you this thing? It's got to be the team here. And they even knows it. I don't know what is so unfathomable about a field goal. It was a 6